What is up? Welcome to the Sloppy Syndicate Show. It's been a little bit of time since we've been back, so it's a pleasure having you back for the Sloppy Syndicate Show. As you can see, we are up on the farm, so you may hear some weird noises. You may hear some chickens, some dogs, some local Virginia crackheads. We cannot promise what you may hear in the background, but we will do our best to give you one hell of a show. Pleasure your ear holes just a bit. So what the hell's up with you? And you've been missing for some time. What, 2 months?
I got COVID. I was stuck with the family in Key West. I mean, it was just
stuck with the family in Key West. Okay,
well,
like
look,
stuck.
when you're from a place, it's not vacation time. Okay?
Or whatever. So anyway, we're up on the farm now. We're what?
The mountains of Virginia.
Week 2 now?
Yeah, this is the beginning of week 2.
Yeah, it's freaking. Yep. So if you don't know, Dane is in a wheelchair. We call him wheelies, and we're up here working, baling hay. Got here fucking chickens. But yeah, we're baling hay, and Dane just likes to supervise and tell us what to do.
I don't know what they want me to do. I'm not climbing nothing. You know, I'll screw a couple things in the side. Call it
yeah, so we have the supervisor here, essentially telling us what to do from the sidelines, baling hay.
On deck.
So anyway, that's enough of us. The real reason why you're here, we have Leah from Evol Walks, based all the way. Well, she's not based. She's based in LA and Sweden, originally from Australia, the land down under.
Great
and
sound.
Right,
great sound.
Absolutely phenomenal sound.
Wraps up all your classics into one. She really belts everything out. I really like her presence and the way she presents her music to the audience. It's a show.
And I hate comparing bands, but I get straight Lizzie vibes from her.
Okay.
Some Hailstorm.
Their intros, I get a lot of old school, like Metallica, and then when it gets into the song and you're getting into your choruses, I feel the like grit of AC/DC breaking out. You know,
okay.
That's just me though. So
yeah, two different people. I'm right, he's wrong. Anyways, so without further ado, we don't have any fancy soundboards or anything like that today. So let's go ahead and welcome Leah from Evol Walks. And
hey,
let's all give her a round of applause because we don't have the board. So what is up? It's a pleasure to have you all the way from Sweden. So it's what, 10 o'clock there?
Yeah, 10 p.m. here at the moment. Not
right.
too late.
And
so
we are. What time we're 4 o'clock here. Yep. Yeah. Feels a little bit later because the sun's setting a little bit early. But yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself, about your band. I know you're from the land down under originally, and yeah. So let us know a little bit about you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm kind of all over the shop. I am originally from Australia. I moved to the United States in 2014, and that's where I started Evol Walks. Before that, I was in another band, and we toured around Australia. But yeah, I got invited over to the States by an A&R label, and it was just kind of history from there. I was there on a tourist visa for a year, and I tried to get an O1, and then eventually I won the green card lottery, and I was like, yes, they can't get rid of me now. And then during 2020, I came over to Sweden because our management is Swedish, and I started doing some songwriting here for the new album. And yeah, I met someone while I was here, and now I spend my time writing music and traveling between Sweden, Australia, and the USA.
Nice. And let me check the Wi-Fi.
I like the play on words with love backwards and, you know.
Wait, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, Evol's love backwards.
Yeah.
I feel dumb now because I was like, I was going to ask where the name derives from. And so Dane already figured it out. So leave it to Dane to figure that out. But yeah, so there's where the name comes from.
Yeah, I assume. I mean.
Yeah, so it's a bit of both. So when I was first trying to figure out what to call this new band, because I had a previous band and it was called Lily Rouge, which was like my nickname that my family gave me was Lily. My hair, it never used to be this red, but I'm naturally actually a redhead, so Lily Rouge. And so I was trying to find a new band name that was like, you know, I was much older. I was 22 at the time, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be an adult. I'm gonna have an adult name. And I was looking through, and I always thought that I was told someone's like, why don't you look at song titles for like a cool band name idea? So I was looking through records, and an AC/DC record has a song called Evol Walks on it. And it's about an evil woman who's like steals your soul. And I was like, this is kind of cool because I was kind of in the idea of playing a character, you know. It's not like my name's Leah and I sing in a band. Like, yes, that's me, but when I'm on stage, I'm Leah and I'm this person, you know, like the old rock and roll guys, like they have a character that they're doing. So that was where I built it from. And my manager of the time was like, well, it's all well and good, but you're not really that evil. You're actually you're quite a nice person. So he's like, what about something like a play on words? Like, he's like, what about short for evolution? I was like, what about love backwards? And he's like, that's cool. I was like, that's sick, right? And yeah, so we went with Evol walks because like, yeah, I'm not really that evil unless you don't give me coffee in the morning, and then you might have an issue, but
right.
I knew somebody that did graffiti when I was little. His name was Evil, but he also did the love backwards underneath it. So
look at you little smart ass. So yeah, I was like Evil walks. I'm like thinking evil, but yeah, you put two and two together. Great job, Dane. That's why I keep Dane around. But so yeah, tell us about the new single that just dropped today. Listen to it. Make sure you check it out. You buy all major platforms, and the website is scrolling below, evolwalks.com, so you can check it out there as well. So tell us a little bit about the song. I know it's a little more of a deeper song, with the pandemic and things like that. And tell us a little bit about who co-wrote that song, because he's a big, he's worked with Nickelback, Simple Plan, some pretty huge bands out there. So what was that process like? Did you have any nerves? Because I know if someone like that I'm working with, my nerves are gonna be shot. So
honestly, like, I'm very lucky. Brian and I are actually quite good friends. He was first introduced to me, he and his old studio partner Jay Van Poderoyen. I'm not sure if they're still working together, but I was actually introduced to them in 2014, and I wrote the first Evol Walks record with him. So I got to know Brian when I first came to the US. I didn't know anyone. He had this big, beautiful house in the hills in Hollywood and this amazing studio. And I would just go over, and I didn't know anyone. And they were him and his family and he and Jay's were so nice to me. Like, I would get invited over for poker nights, and his wife would make like snacks for me, and his kids would come in. So it really kind of, before then, like I knew who he was, but no one really, like, it just didn't sink in because he's just the nicest person, and he's so talented. And so coming in this time with this song, it was just, we hadn't worked together since 2016. So it was we did this at the end of 2019. So it was more like coming to see an old friend who just happens to be an absolute fucking megastar. So I'm very lucky in that respect because Brian's amazing, but I'm so blessed and grateful to be able to work with him. But I'm lucky I don't get the butterflies because like he's just made me feel so welcome since I've known him. And I was going through quite a rough time at the time.
Oh, right, that's nice.
Yeah, it is super nice. Brian's just he's just such a nice guy. And then, I've lost you. I don't know if I should keep talking or wait till you guys come back. I might wait till you guys come back. Maybe.
Well, that's nice.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, sorry. Yep.
No, don't be.
I was trying to
paused.
check the Wi-Fi, so.
No, it's okay. I paused. So
yeah.
So where were we? So it was
working with the Wi-Fi.
No, it's fine. So about September 2019.
Please
No worries. I went into Brian's studio. He was working out of in Studio City, like North Hollywood Studio City, and I was in I hadn't even hit 90 days sobriety yet. I was about 3 days off it. It was the 6th of September. And as most people who are newly sober are, I was going through some shit. And I was very angry, and my life was just, it was just, there was so much going on, and I was a wreck. And I came to the studio with Brian, and I had my Starbucks tea, which is always what I go in to write with. And I was just like, hi, I'm having a shit time right now. And he's like, what's going on? And I was like, let me fucking tell you. And I just kind of laid it all out. Like, I'm sure he's like, this girl is a disaster. And he's like, all right, well, you're obviously pretty angry about it. Like, I've been working on this riff. And I was like, dude, that's like really cool. It's like this old school Metallica kind of Megadeth sound. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do this. Cause I was very angry and had a lot of resentment. And it was just like a really shitty situation that it didn't serve anything to be able to tell my side of the story. Because, you know, when you're dealing with things like that, there's nothing that you can say. It's just, it's a they said you, it's just this nonsense. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to write a fucking song about it. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your sobriety.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is a heartfelt, you know, kind of angry. Definitely when we watched the lyric video, we're like, who pissed her off?
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, you kicked the wrong hornet's nest on that one. She was pissed.
Yeah.
Rough one.
And folks, we are streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So E, thanks for coming in. Gabe, folks, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to throw them in the chat. We'll try to get those answered. Bear Wi-Fi. We are out in the middle of the holler, as they would say in Virginia. So
mountains and clouds. So we're trying.
So we got
a little extra, a little extra added.
So yeah, what did you come up with, Dane? I know you had some questions about Australia, and
I really wanted to know what it was like at the Woodstock Festival in Poland, playing in front of that many people and being able to feel the crowd like that. I saw a little video clip about it, but I'm just fascinated with that feeling of connecting with that many people at a certain point. It just it's got to be crazy.
Yeah, that was definitely like a life-changing show. I really wish I could do it all over again. They gave us a slot on the main stage. We were the first band to open the main stage, but it was 5 p.m. It was a free festival. It was already like, there were a few thousand people when we first started playing, and we just kept playing, and then the more and more people just started showing up. And then at one point I looked out and I was like, holy shit, I cannot see where this crowd ends. And we had to work a lot at the start because it's obviously in Poland, and like in Poland, at least, there's not, it's like a very small town where it is. There weren't as many English speakers as if you played somewhere like, Scandinavia or, maybe other parts of Europe. So we really had to like work. But by the end, this crowd was just with us, and they were just like, yeah, let's fucking, and I was like, this is amazing. Like, let's just move to Poland. Let's move to Poland and do this every week. I'm done. Like, they were just an amazing crowd. It was a life-changing moment. I don't think anything will ever beat that unless I get to Rock am Ring or something.
right.
Oh, that's
awesome. I know I would be I'd be terminology, I'm not correct, but I'd be shitting my pants with that many people.
I'd be so
like everyone's staring at you like, oh man, hey, we're up here. So what are your pre-jitter rituals? Do you have any pre-jitter rituals before you head on stage? Or
yeah, I like to warm up. I just go away somewhere for about 35-40 minutes, maybe 45, maybe an hour. It really depends on what mood I'm in. Just somewhere quiet, and I run through like my vocal warm-ups. I'll usually have some kind of tea, like a peppermint tea or a green tea, and just have like a quiet time and go over the set and, just spend time with the people I'm actually going to be on stage with. Before I go on stage, I don't really, I really want to focus on what I have to do. I don't really want to be out talking to people or anything like that. I want to do that after the show, because I think mentally, just making sure you're ready and you're prepared, because for me, it's all about giving the best show I possibly can to the people who have come to see us. And I really feel the only way to do that is like to really psych yourself in, get your head in the game, and also make sure my voice is warmed up, because some of our songs, especially Surrender, like that shit's high. I need to like make sure I'm fit enough to do that one. Otherwise I get to the end of the set and I'm like, I can't do this today. We're going to change the melody on stage.
Yeah, I think my serotonin levels and my nerves would be pretty shot. So, I mean, I give you guys props because
I live on that shit. I love it. That stuff is just fun for me.
I'm pretty mellow. I like to do my own thing. I like to chill. I do stupid stuff, but yeah, you know, I like to do stupid stuff on my own time. So,
Sure.
but yeah. So the band formed in 2014. So what really pushed you to pursue a music career? Were you classically trained? Did you grow up in a family of music? So tell us how you kind of came about the music industry.
Yeah, for sure. Like, honestly, I always knew it was what I wanted to do. I loved to sing. I loved to write like poetry and music. And then when I got to be about 11, I was like, I should probably learn an instrument. I used to play the flute, but that's not really like, you can't really, it's a bit hard to accompany yourself singing on a flute because you're doing this. So I was like, I should learn to play something.
Rock out on the flute though.
Oh, you can rock out on the flute, but it's like I'd need another mouth. Like I was trying to make it work, and I was like, maybe Jethro Tull, but I need something else. But yeah. So then I decided to pick up the guitar, and I never wanted to do anything else. I went to university, and I have a bachelor's degree and also a postgraduate degree in contemporary jazz voice performance and also popular music. I did a little bit of a master's for a while, but I deferred that. I just love music. I just always wanted to do it. I never really saw anything else as an option for me. It's just where I feel happy. It's what gives me purpose.
Right. And I think a lot of us would agree. Music is kind of our outlet, regardless or perform. You know, it's kind of everybody's outlet. They can relate. It's probably the most relatable thing out there, honestly.
It is. My personal thoughts on it is if you find the stream that you could swim in, and you find what gives you purpose and gives you
just
happiness, and you feel comfortable doing it, that's what you do.
And like Nemo said, just keep swimming. Was it Nemo? Somebody finding Dora. Yeah, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. So yeah, and so in Australia, I did a exchange program. So I spent a month in Australia, and I spent a month in New Zealand back in 2000 when the Olympics were getting ready to be held. So we got to tour the Olympic Stadium and everything. So we went out for a weekend with the Aboriginal tribe
again.
Oh,
awesome. And all this time, and you got all these stories you're sitting on.
Well, it has to be the right time. It has to be the right time. Australian, and we'll bring out the Australian story. So we spent, the weekend out with the Aboriginal tribe, and like real Aboriginal tribes. We had to take a bus out, like 3 hours, 4 hours out in the middle of nowhere, and like the food was the best. So they dig a hole in the ground, and they put like some coals or embers underneath it, and then they cover it back up, and they let it simmer for like 8 hours. Anyway, phenomenal food.
That's what we did in my family for La Medianoche. We're all Cuban and from Key West, so we dig a hole, get a pine box, throw a pig in it, bury it,
somewhat like that,
get up 2 days later.
And so what I thought was cool, she was talking, what sparked my story was playing the flute. She would need another voice. So what I was super impressed with was their didgeridoo. They literally blow through the pipe and breathe through the nose at the same time. And they tried to teach us how to do it. I'm just like,
one of my favorite instruments.
Like I can't breathe and blow at the same time. Oh, yeah. But it was super cool.
I think it pairs well with the Brazilian drum. They use a lot in capoeira and stuff like that. So
yeah, super unique experience. Yeah. Australia, definitely underrated. If I could go back there again as an adult, where I would appreciate it a lot more. There's so much.
That's on my bucket list. I haven't been there yet.
So
I did Europe. I gotta hit Australia.
Right. And being from Australia, I'm sure you heard of Morton Island. It used to be an old whaling station, and now it's like a 5-star resort. We did some sand skiing and all kinds of stuff over there. So
sand skiing.
Yeah, it's like a big sand dune, and you just get your little awesome. So super rad experience. But that's not what we're here for. But yeah, I wanted to just bring the didgeridoo because like you know,
Yeah.
how I don't know how they, and then
It's
Yeah.
amazing, right?
they got to train themselves to breathe and blow. Yeah, I couldn't do it, but anyway, yeah, it was super cool. So it is possible if you want to play the flute and sing at the same time. You just gotta
Yeah, we're
master
on
that.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But yeah, So what else you got, Dan? I know you're the history buff. You're the nerd of the group.
I am, but man, I mean, the most that I got with it, I did learn a lot of Australian lingo,
Like put a shrimp on the ball bag.
no. There's shit.
We
you
didn't
gotta
come
take
here to
one out
fuck
the boot when
spiders.
we pour. We didn't come here to fuck spiders. Yeah, that's another one I learned. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that was a good one. The whole taking the drink out the boot thing. Look, I do it, but that's not gonna be one of my favorite things to do. Is drink a beer out of a shoe.
I mean,
Oh, a
that might
shoey?
originate in Germany, like
A
down the boot.
shoey.
Yeah,
I don't know, and
yeah,
kind of,
yeah. A shoey, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very much like one of your comics down there. He's got short blonde hair and he's always doing the shoey.
Oh yeah.
I think he's hilarious, but
So being multicultural, multi areas, LA, Sweden, Australia, where would you rather spend the most of your time? Because they're all very different.
oh yeah.
They are all very different. Honestly, so to me, I like to summer hop. So I love to be in Australia in summer, which is Los Angeles and Sweden's winter. And so that like December through until January, February period is just hands down be in Australia in my hometown because I'm from a beach town. Los Angeles, I love America. I love LA. It's where all of my friends are. I've spent nearly 10 years there. Yeah, there's something special about LA summer too. I love it there. And also I'm going
What's
back
it like
in a week.
playing on the Hollywood Walk?
Oh, like walking. Oh god, it's a bit surreal if you're not from there because you're like, holy shit, we're in Hollywood, and then you start living there. Like my last house was literally on the Walk of Fame, and I was like, oh good, there's another crazy person talking to themselves.
And the Hollywood Boulevard, I saw that you guys were playing a lot of clubs out there, like the Viper
Yes.
Room and things like that. Like, how is those experiences out there where other bands played in the 80s coming up with the hair fads and the hair bands and all that, the grunge era,
Seattle area, all that stuff. So
the Viper Room especially, like we've played the Whiskey, we've played the Viper, we played when the House of Blues was still there, we played there. Viper Room is always a surreal experience for me. That place is the first club that ever gave us a show. Like we couldn't get a show in LA because everyone's like, who are you? Like you've never done anything. Like,
right.
How do you know? And then the Viper Room was just like, yeah, fuck it, have a go. And I ended up actually working there for a while too. Whiskey is sick. It's very surreal, especially not being American, especially being from another country, seeing these places on the TV, learning about them, reading the history of the bands you love, and then being like, holy shit, I'm on this stage. Like I am touching the same like stage that Jim Morrison was on. All of the like the history is just it's pretty humbling.
Yeah. Stand in the same green room as these guys.
Right. Oh. Yeah, and the Whiskey Go-Go is super popular, like CBGB when that was around, and there's been so many. I mean, they weren't huge at the time, but now they're megastars. That got their start at the Whiskey Go-Go.
If you could only see them when they were just a garage band, that's the whole dream of, man, I live next door to Eric. Whatever the hell, you got going on.
And Leah with Evil Walks, I mean, she's taking it worldwide. She's knocking out the bangers, traveling the world. And,
living the dream.
Right? Living the dream. Some damn good music. Really recommend check it out. Can we buy merch, things like that? Because I always like to tell everyone. one, you can support the band by buying a vinyl, a merch, anything, hats, whatever they offer. That goes directly to the band and helps the band out 100%. So where can we find some stuff like that?
So I'm a terrible band person at the moment. We are actually sold out of our merch. It's something that we're working on getting, but at the moment, the best way to support us is honestly to listen to our stuff on YouTube, buy our stuff on iTunes.
Hey, so where could we?
Oh, sorry. Hi. If there's anyone in the chat rooms, yes, you can listen to us on Spotify. You can stream us. You can add us to playlists. You can share us with our friends, your friends, not our friends. Maybe we have friends, but that would be the best way to find us. And maybe Donnie and Dane will come back soon. I think I hear something.
Awesome. Absolutely. Hopefully we'll get by.
Yeah.
Not up on the farm. As you can see behind us, it's nothing but fields and fields and fields and horses, cows. Yeah, crazy meth heads.
We appreciate your patience with all of this. Like, it's just, we're trying out here. We got to give it to you some way.
Right. And it's special because today is the release. They released that song today.
That's right.
And so I wouldn't want it any other way. Have you on the show and releasing that banger of a song. And folks, definitely don't get scared by it. I got a little scared.
Yeah.
And
it's a little intimidating when you hear some of the music. But
right.
I got to say, if you really enjoy those kinds of
heartfelt
and those power chords and that that just cutting right through it and hearing the music with it, I would at least give them a shot.
No doubt.
I love the way they sound.
They're going to be, the next big thing. So they're still relatively young in their career, and they got a lot. I mean, coming out with bangers like that, working with co-writers and they work with us, only up from here. So pretty soon you'll be seeing them on the big stage. You know who I would obviously Hailstorm would be one that would they would pair really well with. But Eva Under Fire. So Eva Under Fire would be a great band that they would go well with. And
I did one with Cinema Stereo. I think they would sound
they pair really well.
And Greta Van Fleet with that high and her being falsettos, it would sound good. I'm coming after personal opinion.
Right. So it's up from here for Evil Walks, obviously the new single today. At farm, and my computer's not even working. So sorry, Justin, but we see your comment, but we cannot post it.
Yeah.
But so thank you for your time.
Coming down here and telling us how you're doing over there, taking the time out of your evening.
And any final departing words for the fans out there?
Oh yes, sorry, I was having a little bit of cutting in and out. Thank you so much for having me. If you haven't checked us out before, please head over to our Spotify, our iTunes, our Amazon. We're also just if you type us in, we're on YouTube as well. It would mean so much to us if you had a listen, and just so stoked to be on this show with you guys on our release day. It really means a lot. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been really wonderful chatting to you both.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. And folks, you know how we end the stream. We always like to bring this up. Give it a few seconds because we are working on some tinfoil Wi-Fi apparently. So this is the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. And folks, remember, it's okay not to be okay. If you need anything, reach out to a family, a loved one, myself, Dane, whoever you have to reach out to, or you can call or text 988 and they will assist you. Remember, it is okay not to be okay, and that you matter. So we need with us, folks. So that is your outlet if you need it. Give it a second for the tinfoil Wi-Fi to pop it off, and then we'll end the show. There we go. All right. So any final words, Dane?
Hey, thanks for joining us on the farm. I appreciate it. This is how my family lives, and we love it.
Awesome. And as you know, thank you for tuning in for another episode of the Sloppy Syndicate. And
hey, this is our
sloppy.
first episode put together.
Yeah,
by
live.
The way.
Yeah, like in person. Usually we're on.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Loving this shit.
Right.
Okay.
So usually we're on two different streams on the internet.
Yeah. Usually you're a couple hours away from me,
right.
so there's a buffer zone. But,
so we're here. We're here. I'm getting bossed around by him, trying to plow some fields and stuff. But hey, it's all in good fun.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us today, folks, and keep it sloppy. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.